This is Chengdu Cultural Park. I took bus 27 after I went to the Yangling Museum, which is closed until further notice. It's been closed for years. I'm gonna go up to the Green Ram Temple. I guess Qing is green, Yang is ram or sheep. It's the year of the Yang, the year of the sheep, 2015. The Culture Park, I don't know that there's really anything here besides some tea houses and a few sculptures. The map that I got from my hostel is worthless. The bus routes are non-existent. I don't know where they got these numbers from. None of these bus routes correspond to the actual buses running on those roads. Rather bizarre. I don't know how they came up with it. One of the other tourists pointed it out when I first got here, and she said, oh, well, you could take this bus to get there. She didn't actually say she did that, but she was looking at the map. So I assumed it was correct. I don't know if she actually tried to use the bus system or not. But none of the buses that I've tried to take today have corresponded to what's on this map. And from what I saw on the walking tour that the Mix Hostel does every Monday, there's like a 10 a.m. free walking tour. I don't know if it was a tour guide I had or if he wasn't able to accommodate a group of 11 people, but it was a completely worthless tour. I wouldn't even call it a tour, it was a non-tour. And I split off from that before we went to Wenshu Temple. So I'm in a bad mood. It took me all morning too to find a 7-Eleven where I could buy a face mask. I'm to the point now where a lot of the things that I'm seeing in China I don't find novel or amusing. It's just a hassle to deal with. I'm like quite over the things that your average tourist would be enthralled to see, like a wet market. I don't give a fucking shit about a wet market. Unless you're gonna take me on a foodie tour and point out food, which the only thing I got out of the tour guide was that we tasted one of the spices. That was interesting, but he really didn't say much about it. And if I didn't push my way to the front, I don't think he even would have got to taste it. It was kind of like he would have a conversation with whoever the person was next to him, but he would ignore the rest of the group. It was very weird. I also don't like waiting around and planning my day around a tour like that, you know, and then it turns out to be absolute shit. And you're like, well, you know, I planned my fucking day around this. Would have been nice if you, whatever. So this is the Culture Park with its tea houses. From what I gather at Chengdu, if you pull out the temples, which aren't that exciting, there's a few museums, and then most people use it as a transit hub for the rest of Sichuan. And the weather here is pretty awful. Just like everything gray. At least I found a face mask though. I thought I was walking the right way for the Green Ram Temple. Maybe not. Says everything is this way, I guess. It did seem to have good nightlife though. What's one caveat for it? Isn't this magical? Alright, I'm gonna see if I can find this temple. You know, the other really annoying thing is they block Google Maps, so like, if you're working off a shitty map, and then you have, you know, this app, I dropped this morning, working from this shitty map that they gave us, the hostel. So I'm kind of like in the general area. Can't be that far.